Hey guys, how's it going? It's Joe Raiti from Raiti's Rides, and today I have a double threat. I have these 2018 Mustangs right beside me. A lot of you have been sending me some messages. You've been putting some comments down in the comment section about what Mustang is the best for you. If you have not seen yet my full in-depth Mustang GT review, make sure you hit that in-depth playlist section, watch that GT review, and then this is going to be the culmination to put that video together and what I have in store for you. I want to give a huge shout out to Walker Ford for stepping up to the plate. They've been really great. You guys have been wanting particular Ford products, and every single time Walker Ford's been stepping up to the plate, and they're providing these two beautiful 2018 Mustangs. On my left here, I have the all-new Mustang GT 5-liter. This car has the performance pack on it, and as you can see, the red on it is just totally drop-dead gorgeous. Now, to my right here, I have the 2018 Mustang with the EcoBoost 2.3-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder. So let me give you a little idea of how this video is going to go. If you go back to the 1960s when the Mustang first came out into the scene, it was all about providing a car that was very price perfect for those people that wanted a fun car. You know, those early Mustangs, you're looking at 2,500 bucks and you could be driving one of those fun, amazing machines. Fast forward to the 21st century, Ford still has you covered, definitely when it comes to a fun, enthusiastic Mustang. Now, these two Mustangs are both base models. Before I continue into the actual review, I want to talk about that word for a second, base. There's nothing base about these two cars. You know, in psychology, there's something called wording effects. And how something is worded can actually change your perspective of whatever that thing is. For example, if I say, hey, I have a used car for sale, that means one thing. Whereas if I say, I have this certified pre-owned car for you for sale, it gives you a different perspective, even though we're both talking about a car that's been used or pre-owned. Same thing here. When you hear the word base, it's a shame that Ford couldn't come up with a different way to label the different rungs of the ladder when it comes to the Mustang GTs, because base, these cars are definitely not base. You're going to get style, you're going to get performance no matter which side of the table you turn to here. And that's why we're doing this video. You guys want to know, hey, am I going to regret getting the 2.3-liter EcoBoost? Or will I have more fun in the GT? Or vice versa? And that's why we're here today. So what I want to do is I want to start on this 2.3-liter EcoBoost. Let's start at the front here. On all 2018 Mustangs, you're getting this revised front styling here. One thing I love is I really love what they've done with the design of this lower part of the front fascia. It really gives it that 21st century look, but it's also giving you a little bit of style from the past, because if you pan your eyes just a little bit north of that, you can see here's our traditional Mustang headlight styling. These little marker lights, these little hash marker lights, date all the way back to the late 1960s. I really like that even though this is the base 2.3-liter EcoBoost engine, it has a nice front splitter here in this flat black, and it really meshes in well. Of course, without talking about a Mustang, you definitely got to talk about the chrome pony here. It's a really, really nice touch that they're still using the Mustang on the front, and I like the size. It's not too big, it's not too small, it's perfect. And I really think with this whole grill area, the engineers hit the nail on the head. With the size of it, it's very aggressive, even though you have a 4-cylinder. Now, before I go any further, let's talk about that 4-cylinder just for a little bit of a second here. You might say, 4-cylinder, that thing has got to be slow. It's a dog. Why would I want that? Whatever happened to the V6? Now, Ford decided to drop the V6 from the lineup. So you have two engine choices. You have the EcoBoost, or you're going to go all the way with the 5-liter V8. With this EcoBoost engine, 2.3-liter turbocharged engine, it's putting out 310 horsepower. You heard that right, 310 horsepower. What that means is 0 to 60 in 4.9 seconds. This is no slouch. So as you can see, at the end of the day, whether you go EcoBoost or you go 5-liter V8, you're going to have one heck of a high-performance Mustang. And then if you're the type of person that maybe wants to modify their new car, this is easily modifiable to where you could produce even more horsepower, because remember, that 2.3 liter is also in the Ford Focus RS, and it's putting out 350 horsepower. Let's go ahead to the side here. Like I talked about in my last GT premium video, like I said, if you haven't clicked on that, make sure you click on that in the playlist. I'm in love with the hood. I love these heat extractors on both sides. They're dragging hot air from underneath the hood. I love the shape of the hood. It really harks back to that 1970, 1971 Mustang. Check out these wheels. I'm going to use that dirty word again, base. These are the base wheels. They're 17-inch wheels. So you're getting plenty of rim diameter there. They're a nice style. I really feel like it harks back to the 1960s, that 5-spoke mag wheel, and it really gives a nice touch to it. If we keep working our way down, you can see how they really the lines are so fluid, even with things like the mirror. It's a very simple attachment, but yet it's very stylish. I really like that. Another thing, like I said, on both the GT and the EcoBoost, you're going to get the lower sill panels here as well to match that front splitter up front. It's things like that that Ford did not cheap out, and I like that, because there are companies that would say, hey, this is just our base model, the 4-cylinder with the turbo. Let's leave that off. People aren't going to want that. You do want this because it adds that extra styling touch. Let's go keep working our way to the back here. My favorite part of the rear end of these Mustangs is this rear fender hunch. I really like the way it comes out. I like the way it looks back to that 1970 Mustang. It really gives it a muscular appearance. And that's what I like about this car, is that you may have a 4-cylinder, it's putting out 310 horsepower, but it's got really a muscle stance to it. So I'm telling you, when you step on the gas, it's not only going to surprise you, it's not only going to surprise your passengers, but it's going to surprise the people that are next to you at that light. Finally, in the back here, I think the Ford engineers knocked this one out of the park. Home run, triple play, the whole 9 yards. So when you look at the back of this car, I like this piano black styling that they put here. It has some nice style shape to it with the bevel touch. You have your reverse camera neatly mounted right there. And of course, these taillights. The taillights hark back to the 1960s and early 70s. That is a Mustang specific thing. Just like we talked about Corvettes with the round taillights, that's what you're looking for when you're looking at your Mustang styling. And then another thing I want to show you down here is this low diffuser. Once again, they didn't cheap out. They could have just gave you one exhaust pipe. They could have, but no, they went with a dual exhaust pipe setup. That adds to that muscle look, that muscle flavor, and that's why I really feel that for bang for buck, this is one hell of a Stang to go with. 310 horsepower, you're getting the nice 17-inch wheels, you're getting that awesome 21st century styling with the touches that go back to the 1960s. So I don't know about you. Let's go ahead and check out that Mustang GT that's right to the left. All right, guys, we're back at the front of the Mustang GT. Let me show you some of the differences between the EcoBoost 4, turbocharged 4, and what you're going to get when you go the GT route. Right off the bat, what you'll notice is that it's got a different grille shape. This grille has the extra air diffusers here. It has a little bit larger front splitter. Also, it's a piano black. It's a gloss black finish. I really like that. I think it really gives that extra piece of class to it. And this is something that right off the bat is going to show the difference between a 5-liter and the 2.3-liter EcoBoost engine. Grill is greatly shaped. There's that Mustang right there, nice, loud, and proud. It's a good size. Everything else is pretty much spot on to the Mustang EcoBoost 4-cylinder when it comes to the front. Let's go ahead and work our way down the side. Still that same lovely hood on the GT. One thing when you go the GT route. Now, this car is a base GT, but it has that little extra something, something. It's got the performance pack. Check out these wheels. These wheels are 19-inch in diameter. So whenever we say 19-inch wheel, we're talking about the metal part of the wheel, and we're talking about from top to bottom, the diameter of the wheel. So these are 19s. They're 2 inches larger than what we looked at on the base 2.3 liter EcoBoost engine Mustang. So you can see how you're going to get that nice gloss piano black finish on them, and you're getting those beautiful 6-piston Brembo calipers hiding behind these wheels. Very, very nice touch. Before my cameraman Tom goes down the rest of the car with this, I want to show you one more thing. Here's something you need to look for when you see tires. These tires are nothing but the business. Michelin Pilot Sport 4S's. This is Michelin's top performing street tire. But with these tires, they're going to give you great grip that you could go do that track day. You could go do that autocross event. Those are the touches you want to see, especially when you're an enthusiast. And these are both enthusiast cars. Let's go ahead and continue down the side. Here's our 5.0 right there. That's history. I remember being in high school. It was nothing but the 5-liter Mustangs, the Fox bodies of the 80s and 90s. That's what you wanted to see. Same story. We're working down our way down the side. You're going to have no difference here between the GT and the EcoBoost 4. If we keep working our way down, once again, there's my favorite part of the rear end. I love that rear fender. Let's go ahead and wrap it around the back. One easy way for somebody who does not know what a car is or what's going on is obviously the GT badge. That tells you right there you got that 460 horsepower V8 underneath the hood. With the performance pack, you're also going to get this beautiful rear spoiler. I really, really am in love with this spoiler. It's not too aggressive. It's just enough, and I really love the shape of the supports of it and just the way that it's styled. Plus, it's fully functional. So this is something that for that enthusiast that wants the ultimate in high performance Mustang power, there's nothing better than the GT with the performance pack. I don't know about you, but I want to look underneath the hoods of these two cars and see what they sound like. Let's go check it out. All right, guys, it's time to see what's underneath the hood of this Mustang that makes it purr. Here is, we're starting off with the 2.3 liter inline 4 turbocharged engine. Now, like I said, this is the same 2.3 that's in the Ford Focus RS. What's different about the engine layout is that the engine is actually vertical in here instead of horizontal. The reason why is a Mustang, just like every other Mustang before, rear wheel drive. So we got to send that power back to the rear wheels, hence this configuration. Very, very nice, clean setup. I really love underneath the hood. If you go the 4-cylinder turbo boost route, there's lots of room to get to things. Whereas once I show you underneath the hood of that Mustang, you'll see how larger engine takes up more room. So I really like the way you can get to the belts, water pump housing, alternator, air compressor, all very easy. And at the end of the day, there's nothing to be ashamed about with this engine here. 310 horsepower, 0 to 60 in 4.9 seconds. That is unbelievable in today's day and age, because remember, if you go back just a few years ago, 4 cylinders really weren't putting out tons of horsepower. But now with the new technology of that EcoBoost turbocharged engine, you're getting the best of both worlds. You're going to get great gas economy with this car. You're going to get the performance and, you know, the better overall drivability, I think, that you're going to find with this engine compared to the V8. Let's go ahead and take a look at what's underneath the hood of the V8 now. So here she is. This is that 5-liter, 460 horsepower V8. As you can see with the performance pack, right off the bat, you have the strut tower brace. That's something that the EcoBoost engine does not have because it does not have the performance pack. This is going to stiffen up the whole front end of the car. That's going to come and help you out in those autocross days, track events, canyon roads, wherever you're driving this car. The big, huge V8, Ford has really done their homework. They were able to squeeze every ounce of horsepower. Now, when you buy this car, guess what? You have more horsepower than the Chevy Camaro guys. 460 horsepower, 0 to 60 in 4 seconds. So you could see the difference between the V8 and the 4-cylinder. Now, believe it or not, depending on the road course you're on or the autocross track, you might actually get better handling from the 4-cylinder because a 4-cylinder is going to be lighter. So that's going to be less weight that's sloshing around at the front of the car. But really, at the end of the day, it depends on what you want. Do you want the ultimate in horsepower, or do you want something that has economy and power, a little bit of the best of both worlds? With either way, there's no way you could go wrong with either of these Mustangs. Let's check out the interior, because that's where we're going to be spending most of the time when we're owning these vehicles. Let's check it out. All right, guys, we're sitting inside this 2018 Mustang 2.3 liter EcoBoost engine car, and the engineers have definitely nailed this one when it comes to the interior. I am in absolute love of, remember how I told you at the beginning of the video, bang for the buck? You're getting this beautiful styling that has that 21st century flair, but I'm telling you right now, if you were to get into, say, a 1967, 1968 Mustang, it's the same traditional layout. It's like you're going home, but the home has been remodeled a little bit, and I really, really like that. What Ford has done with the fit and finish, I love the dash. The material is nice and soft to the touch. You have the Mustang right there, loud and proud, clear for you. This is a faux carbon fiber look. Some people like the faux carbon fiber. Some people don't because it's not real carbon fiber. But to be honest with you, Ford did the homework, and this thing, the weave of this faux carbon fiber, it looks spot on. And I've been dealing with carbon fiber for many, many years. You can see here the center console area. I love, both of these cars are equipped with the 6-speed transmission. I love the throws of this transmission. I love the look of it. It's the touches. All these small touches add up to the big picture. Right here, there's your button to fire away all 4 cylinders with that turbocharge. Like I said, 310 horsepower. At the end of the day, you're going to surprise a lot of people out there on the road, and even yourself. Now, this one being that base model, even though I really don't feel like I'm in a base car, does not have any navigation. So you are going to get a smaller screen here for your radio display, CD display, and all that good stuff. But the thing is that at the end of the day, if you don't need the navigation, you could go and get yourself a Garmin unit or any of the other brands. If that's not super important to you, then hey, save yourself the money. You're not cheaping out in any way. Right here, your hands are going to be very, very happy with this steering wheel. I love the thickness of it. It's got a very nice soft leather touch to it, and I really, really like the aluminum here. This is what even though it's plastic, that aluminum look, it looks like it's been just engraved just for you from a big block of aluminum. Now, this car, being a base, does not have this fancy digital dash, but I'm telling you, I like the traditional gauge clusters, and I like the way they're backlit. So it gives you a nice look when you're driving down the road. I don't know about you, but I'm ready to take this car for a little spin. Let's go take it out. All right, we're inside this 2018 Mustang with the 2.3 EcoBoost engine. I don't know if Tom, my camera guy, could show you, but there are those backlit gauges. I really like those. Like I said, this one doesn't have the premium digital dash, but you know what? You got plenty here for your eyes. It's very traditional. One thing that I like too is that the speedometer, it actually says ground speed instead of miles per hour. I think that's pretty cool. It's just little fun touches like that that let you know you're in an enthusiast car. Mustangs have been around since the 60s. People who drive them
love them because they love to drive cars. I don't think there'll ever be a day where there's a fully automated Mustang that drives itself. If that's the case, I hope I'm not around to see it. So here we are, we're gonna go ahead and roll out of Walker Ford. And right away, this 2.3 liter EcoBoost engine, it's so smooth. It's very easy to get on that gas, and you don't have, back in the 80s and early 90s, the turbo boost lag. When you had a turbocharged engine, because remember, this engine is turbocharged, hence the name EcoBoost. When you had that turbocharger, there used to be this pause. You would get on the gas, it really wouldn't do anything, then bam, it would hit you like a ton of bricks. With the way that the technology and the turbos are today, even though it's turbocharged, the boost comes in at a very low RPM, very linear, all the way through the power band. And like I said, 310 horsepower, 0 to 64.9 seconds. You're gonna make your right foot happy buying this car. Either car you get, your right foot's gonna be happy. With the EcoBoost, guess what else is gonna be happy? Your wallet as well. So not only the day of the purchase, but you're gonna get that better fuel economy. Very, very smooth, very, very linear. I love the 6-speed. It's very easy to downshift, hit your marks very easily. Just a fun car to drive, and you're getting that better fuel economy. All right, guys, so let me show you once again. The boost kicks in, the car gets up and goes. It has power all the way up to that red line, 6,500 RPM. The transmission is a pleasure to shift. Nice short throws, very precise, and what I like, it gives a nice click when you have the gear engaged. That is great because remember, eyes need to be forward. You can't be looking down at that shifter wondering what gear you're in or if it was successful. I remember going back to the 90s and the early 80s, those Fox body Mustangs, one thing that was always a pain was that 2 to 3 shift. Going from second to third was always a bear. With these new gearboxes, it's easy peasy, 1, 2, 3, every single time. Because that's the important thing about these cars, is that consistency, especially if you are doing a track day, an autocross event, whatever it is, you know that it's gonna be consistent. And with this EcoBoost engine, the drivability, it's so easy to drive. The clutch is nice and light. The clutch was light on the V8 as well, but the clutch even has a little bit lighter feel, so you don't have to worry about that left leg going dead on you in traffic, and you can have the fun of driving a manual transmission. I'm glad that there's still companies around offering buyers the choice instead of just shoehorning you into some type of fancy dual clutch automatic transmission or something similar to that.
All right, guys, you don't have to adjust your computer monitor. You don't have to adjust your phone. You're not seeing some weird flip-flop image. We're sitting inside the Mustang GT with the track pack. And if you're saying, wow, that looks a lot like the interior of the 4-cylinder EcoBoost engine, you're 100% right. And that is what I like. That may sound like a deficit. That's a great thing, that no matter which direction you're going in, you're going to have the same amazing interior. Like I was pointing out on the EcoBoost Mustang, I really, really like the steering wheel. I love these accents. They're everywhere. They're on the steering wheel, the shift knob, on the door handles. They really did their homework to give that extra premium quality feel, even though, like I said, this is a base Mustang GT, and that's a base EcoBoost Mustang. So the seats. These seats are the same as what is in that EcoBoost. The only difference is you're going to get a driver's side power seat in the Mustang GT. So just one thing to be aware, but it's the same wonderful material. These seats are comfy. Today, my lower back is killing me because I was doing some plumbing over the weekend. I'm telling you right now, these seats are comfy, and it's a pleasure to get in and out of them. And it doesn't matter which way you go. I really like the center console here. It almost feels like it was just totally made from one solid piece rather than a bunch of pieces put together. Like I pointed out before, the nice soft touch stitches on the dash. There's our nice Mustang. Now with the GT, there is a little bit different weave of the carbon fiber, the faux carbon fiber, and I like that because that separates it a little bit. We still have those wonderful gauges for your oil pressure and all the important stuff at the end of the day. You really can't go wrong, and you just have to ask yourself, what do you really want in the end? Do you want the top performing Mustang when it comes to horsepower numbers, or hey, are you okay to give up some of that top end performance, but you want some easily drivability and better fuel economy? The decision is for you. I'm just here to share both of these because no matter which way you go, you're not going to go wrong.
All right, guys, we're inside the Mustang GT with that 5-liter, 460 horsepower, and here we go. We're leaving Walker Ford, pulling out on the axis. As soon as you pull out, it's just nice and smooth. You don't feel like you're in this big, huge car. It feels actually tidy, and as you can see, the power, it just comes in nice and deep within that power curve, and it's very linear. And that's what I like about these engines, these Coyote engines and these Mustangs, is that the power is very linear delivery. And of course, I'm sure you could hear the sound of that retuned exhaust. Remember, that's the same exhaust, very similar to what is in the Shelby GT 350, those 4 pipes out the back. And it's got a nice sound, not too obnoxious, not too quiet. I think they hit it right in the sweet spot. All right, so as you can see, guys, turning on to this road here, I'm gonna roll into the throttle. Very, very smooth. It just keeps pulling, and you know that the engineers did that extra work with the 460 horsepower, 0 to 60 in around 4 seconds. That, if you would have looked just a few years ago, was unheard of in this segment of car. That's why I keep saying best bang for the buck. Whether you're going with the GT or whether you're going with the 4-cylinder EcoBoost, you're getting one hell of a bang for a buck, not only outside, not only in the interior, but underneath that hood. Very, very smooth. I'll say it again. You feel like you're in a smaller car. It's very easy to see out of. You know, that's the one thing that I'm not the biggest fan with those Camaros. It seems like you're in a bathtub with the way the sides are up so high, and you can't, it's got more blind spots than anything I've ever seen before in my life. So with this car, very easy to see. Back, sides, front, everything's really nicely proportioned. And of course you have that wonderful fit and feel finish to it, to where you feel like you're in something even more expensive than what it is.
All right, guys, so as you can see, at the end of the day, this new 2018 Mustang, whether it's the GT or the 2.3-liter EcoBoost power car, they're both amazing vehicles. Ford went back to the drawing board, did a little bit of tweaking. They could have just kept it at simply the outside, the appearance of it, but no, they went beyond that. They went underneath the hood to give you more. They went inside the car to give you more. And like I keep saying, these cars are considered base models, but they should not be called that, because you are getting one hell of a bang for a buck with both of these, no matter which way you're going. I want to give a huge shout out to Walker Ford for stepping up to the plate and getting these cars for us. I want to thank Tracy, Benji, and Greg for taking the time to make sure that these two red beauties were polished perfect and positioned ready for us. Got to give a big shout out to Tom, my cameraman, doing the extra excellent work with filming 2 cars. Remember, this is Raiti's Rides' first time we've ever featured 2 cars in one review. And this is something that I look forward to bring to you even more. So at the end of the day, you can make the choice. If there's anything else that you want to know about these cars, let me know. I'll be more than happy to vlog about it. We could come back to Walker Ford and take a look at some more Mustangs. You know, there's some exciting ones coming down the road with the Bullet Mustang and that new Shelby GT 500, over 700 horsepower. Also, if you have not seen my Instagram page, I have all original photos and video footage on my Instagram page, Raiti's Rides. Check out my website, raitisrides.com. You can message me there, any questions or comments. I want to show off the Raiti's Rides merchandise. I'm going to put a link in the description of this video. Go to bonfire.com. That's bonfire.com. Search Raiti's Rides. You could pick yourself up a little bit of Raiti's Rides merch right there. It's a great crowdfunding campaign. Help support Raiti's Rides. I appreciate all of your love and support, and thank you for watching this video. If you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button. And like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.